Yeah, hillbilly up in this mug trying to tell y'all what's going on with the trucking industry. The trucking industry has been struggling for the past 5 years, I would say. For the past 6 years, I've been trying to get out. Every time I get out, though, it always pull me back in because something happens and I need to go and make some quick bread right quick and double up and do something else. But that's not always the case. The goal is to get about $2,500 a week. $2,500 times 4, or $2,500 times 10. Times 4 is $10,000. So you got $10,000 over 12 months. That's $120,000. Okay, that's what we want to. We want to make over $100,000 in this game, or it's pointless. Now, if you local, you're gonna make 80, 75, 60, something like that. You pretty much can make the same amount of money that somebody would with a 2-year degree, or a 4-year degree, just depending on how hard or dedicated you are about it, and also the problems this. And that's hard to do because you're gonna have issues on the road. You're gonna have accidents. You're gonna have construction zones. You're gonna have speed zones. You're gonna have way stations. You're gonna have all this different kind of stuff like this, man. And don't get with a company where they asking you, are you good with a wrench? Do you mind if you're on side the road, you do this, do that? Now, I do have a problem with that. Tell them you got a problem with that because you're not getting paid to work on trucks. You're getting paid to drive that motherfucker. So it need to be mechanically sound when I get it. Don't give me no truck with an 8-up seat from somebody who had a dog in here tearing up every goddamn thing. Also, they need to have refrigerators in them too. But anyways, I'm tired, so I'm going about it in the way that I'm going about it. I just needed to put a video out here because the trucking industry is very negative, especially right now with the rates being so low, and when the e-log, you can't go where you want to go and still make it on time for your deliveries and pickups and stuff. So they took the soul out of it. Now, there's companies out there that's gonna be able to give you extra time and all that kind of stuff, and it's really pointless for the FMSCA to do it and make us be e-log mandatory, because everybody's always gonna find a way around it. Nobody in the trucking industry is many crooks, and there's many crook companies, especially in Chicago. Now, it is good ones that are foreign, but they very hard to find, and they very few and far between. Them 3-letter name companies, man, avoid them. Some of the big carriers, avoid them. But we need to make a list of those and have legitimate reasons of why, with documentation about why we don't want them, or why somebody shouldn't go to them, because we have the power to put these people out of business and to make them not get over on nobody else. Realistically, we all need to go on strike for about 3 days. That's how long it took so-called Jesus to rise and everything be settled. So I think we need to have a 3-day admission ourselves and resurrect this trucking industry and make it great again. But anyways, I'm just saying, like, if you want to get into trucking and you're trying to get into trucking, it does come with its problems. Getting back into the normalcy of life, going back home and being with your family and stuff like that, it's a hard transition. It's a hard transition because you out here doing unnormal things. You out here camping 90% of your time. You are a camper. You camp out. So basically, when my wife want to tell me stuff, or hey, the kid tooth is this, that, and the third, I really don't like to hear none of that shit while I'm out here in war, because I call this war. We on the battlefield. We on the war zone of trying to get products and goods to customers so that they can have leisure lives in the meantime, while the freight is $1 million that we pack in. We getting cents per mile, and it really don't add up. But nonetheless, it is what it is, and that's the way it goes. So you got to look at all that. And then when you're coming in here knowing this, that you're going to have to camp most of your life, you're going to have a few things that works coming in here. First of all, you need to come fit. When I say come fit, I ain't talking about physically fit. You could be physically fit, but fit mentally, fit emotionally, fit sexually. All those things play a big part in your productivity out here, because being a trucker is very mentally draining. You sitting in a truck for 11 hours driving with all of your thoughts, all of your past mistakes, all of your future possibilities of mistakes, of what you got going on presently, and what you're trying to solve presently. So, you know, like I said, I try to tell my wife, you know, I don't want to hear all that shit at home, because I'm on the war zone right now. I'm in war. I'm a soldier on the ground right now, so I really can't tolerate any of the stress that's going on there. And not only that, it's gonna stress out your relationship. If you're in a committed relationship, man, guess what? Your pool boy gonna be the next motherfucker in your house. Why? Because your wife is basically saying, you know, you ain't never here anyway. I need company, and I need somebody to talk to. Blah blah blah. You know how many people have bought trucks, and the truck has cost them their marriage, cost them their livelihood, cost them a whole lot of things they can never get back. You know, out here for kids' birthdays that you can't get back. You know, they only gonna be 7, they only gonna be 4, they only gonna be 13 once in a lifetime. So you out here doing this stuff, and you getting stuck like at a shipper, stuck like at a delivery place, or stuck with a breakdown. You know, these things, you know, you can't foresee none of it. It just happens when it happens. You know, so anyways, I came from Laredo to Lansing, Michigan. I got the load at 10 p.m. on Tuesday, and I got in Lansing, Michigan on Thursday, which is today, at 6 a.m. I could have been here a lot faster, but I spent time talking to my girl and doing all that, and so I spent about 31 hours getting here total. So anyways, it comes with its challenges, and the challenges are far way heavier than the perks of this here. The perk that you're getting is I get to go to all these different places, and I get to see it from my window, because all of the great places and the good places you go, you can't get your truck in there, and you can't park and shit, and you can't go out and hoorah or whatever. You can't do all that unless you get an Uber, park your truck and get an Uber and do all that, and that's costing you money. Another thing that you got to come out here with is that you got to have a normal, you got to be comfortable with a eating regimen. Some redundant shit over and over. Like me, I got bread, I got peanut butter, I got honey, I got noodles. Like, you know, because at the truck stops, all this stuff is so high, it's like unnecessary. If you come out here and you trying to eat at every stop and do all that, man, you're not gonna have no check. I'm telling you that right now. And then a lot of times you ain't even gonna get paid. Some of them companies will come up with all kind of shit to where they don't have to pay you. Yes, you can come out here and work your ass off and gross them $9,000 and they not pay you 1 red cent. It has happened to me, and I ain't gonna. And it's happened more than once. It's happened more than twice. It's happened more than 3 times. Because my famous saying is this: you don't know till you go. And you got to find out the company's worthiness once you start working with them. And it don't matter if you're a company driver or you're a lease purchase or owner operator or whatever. Y'all are a partnership and y'all working together nonetheless. Because if the trucker is not there, the truck is not getting the stuff there. If the stuff is not getting there, then nobody is getting paid. The company not getting paid. They losing money because the truck's sitting. They got payments to make. And it just, you know, it's a hassle. And you being the driver, you mentally being drained. You know, and that's why I came out with this, or I, you know, still in the development stages of a trucker mental health group. And you can go check me out on Facebook, One Nation Mind at gmail.com, or One Nation Mind, Facebook, whatever the stuff is, but it's One Nation Mind. That's the number One Nation Mind. And then it's a Cash App on there, donators, whatever. And basically, I'm just trying to get us to be able to support ourselves in our mental stability so that we can be ready to take on the next problems, because they already got autonomous vehicles out here. They already operating over the road in California. I've seen them. They've already gotten trucks delivering locally to restaurants. And it's really becoming a headache. It's really becoming a problem. It's really becoming a situation. The gas prices are not going anywhere. You can delete the DEF, but heck, you fill that thing up for about $35, $40 anyway. So it's not even that big of a bill. But you know, some people just don't like it. But whatever, man. And you might want an all horsed up, gassed up, powerful truck. But you're gonna be eating fuel if you gotta pay for fuel, if you own lease purchase or you're on an operator. So you gotta remember you gotta think about all these things when you're getting inside this business. You gotta think about the cost of these tires. You gotta think about the cost of the front tires, which is the most expensive, the steers. And the rim alone, like all that stuff, breakdowns or having things in the truck for possible breakdowns that you can possibly fix, to where you don't have to call a truck to come out there to you, because the shop people is not really trying to come out to you on the road unless you're paying $500 or more, and that's a fact. So nonetheless, you can make a living. I can't say you can't. I'm making one. But I'm doing things like Laredo to Lansing, Michigan in one day, technically. So, you see how hard I have to get it? You see how hard I have to go at it to get it? And that's a constant thing all week. I've been out here for a month. And I've been running like that the whole month. I got a downtime right now because I'm 24 hours early and they just won't take my fucking load. But if I'd have got my load off, I'd have already on another fucking it somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And that's the mindset you got to have when you come out here. I got to keep on rolling. I got to keep on rolling. I don't need to be sitting nowhere, no time, all that extra stuff. If you're sitting doing all that time, you're not making no money. And we out here for money. You out here all those hours of the day and everything, man. And like I said, if your bills or whatever don't need all that, and you're just trying to get toys and all this other kind of stuff, man, I'm telling you, find another way. Be a plumber, be an electrician, go get a different type of trade. Go get one that's more stable, or where you can graft into becoming your own independent company. Trucking ain't the only LLC that you can get. You can get an LLC as a plumber. You can get an LLC for a small business. You can sell drinks, fruit drinks, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because when you come out here, man, your habits don't bring none. Don't bring no habits, because out here you're gonna develop enough. You know what I'm saying? This is one of mine right here. One of mine. But, you got to do whatever works for you to stay out here and get the money. That's what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, man, and then when tax time come, you getting paid after the percentage after the fuel. You shouldn't even be having to pay for any of that fuel. You should be getting the rate com based off your percentage should come off of the total of that rate com. Not after fuel. If they tell you, yeah, you're gonna get a percentage and it's after fuel, after all the bills are paid. Like, I'm not paying none of these bills. Can I claim any of this gas that I'm splitting the cost of with you, with my check, at the end of the year? And if they say no, who gives a fuck? Because you can get 2 receipts at this truck stop, and that's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to get a receipt. You're going to have them receipts. And then they're going to find out you using a fuel card, a company paid fuel card. So then that's getting technical. But now you have to show them in paperwork that, hey, they gave me a percentage of this rate after the fact that the fuel was paid. So when these cats talking about all may not really grind that goes in with it. You have to sit right here in your driver's seat and use the restroom. You have to really get it, man, because it takes too much to park your and go trucks. But shit, on the real, you can get a bag too, and you can get in the back, and you can have you some clean things. You can have a way to wash your hands. Take your water bottle, take your pocket knife, pop a hole in it, keep you soap on deck. You know what I'm saying? And you got to keep it consistent, man, because you got to stay rolling. That's the main thing. You got to stay rolling, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And when the snow happens, you got to deal with that. When the rain happens, you got to deal with that. And a lot of people can't drive on dry land. And you see wrecks every day. Every time you out on the route, you're gonna see at least one wreck, for the most part. And an example of how it's mentally draining. This guy I heard about in Texas, he drove his truck into the DMV, killed somebody, and hurt a lot of other people and stuff like that because they wouldn't renew his license. And you know, I don't know what personal issues he was having, but you know what I'm saying, he took his frustrations out on innocent people, and that's wrong. And a lot of times you can go to a truck stop and a dude will try to shoot you over a parking spot at the truck stop. Me, I don't even like parking at truck stops unless it's daytime like now. You know, where it's not that many people here. I'm up, I'm watching shit. You know what I'm saying? You can wake up in the morning and the front of your truck is bent up. You couldn't feel it because you got the reefer running in the back of you, and the truck is running anyway, so you can't even tell that somebody hit it just from feeling. So you know, you can run into those situations. You get a brand new truck, a nice truck, you pull up at the truck stop and somebody else fuck it up trying to back up. Man, it's just a lot, man, and this is just a little peek of what I'm talking about. It's a lot of other things to go wrong with this. So if you considering getting into this trucker lifestyle in 2024, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's really not the move to make. I had a truck, I was lease purchase, I did all that shit, and it didn't go as planned. You know, I had a lot of misfortunes, and now I'm back as a company driver, driving off of a percentage. But my percentage that I talk about, I'm cutting mine before the fuel. We not doing none of that fuel stuff, and then no, we're not going that way. We got to talk about this way. And then also you got to get into specialized freight. You got to get into hazmat. You got to get into something that requires more skill so that you can have a decent paycheck. And that's messed up because you got the license, you did all that, you paid the school back or however you did it, and you know, you don't really get no praise for that in paycheck. So anyways, you know, best of luck to y'all. You know, you got to put in at least 2,500 miles, and that's not a good check in my opinion. That's only like, if you're getting 2,500 miles in a week and you're making 50 cents, that's $1,250. If you make 55, that's $1,375. If you make 60 cents and you're doing 25,000 miles, that's $1,500. Okay, but those miles ain't easy to come by. You know, you can go and get stuck at a shipper. You can go and get stuck at a consignee. You can have truck problems. Your dispatcher can't find the load because nobody is willing to work with that MC number, and they only got 5 when they supposed to only have 1 to work with, and nobody still want to work with them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then the rates are low. All the rates of every type of trucking, whether it's flatbed, reefer, dry van, any of that stuff, is the rates are low. And the fuel is still where it's at, and it's going to continue to be where it's at, and it's going to go higher, and it's just getting ridiculous out here. You know what I'm saying? It's getting too ridiculous to be a truck driver. They taking the heart and soul out of a good American business to help individuals decide how to go into business for themselves and have a legitimate, respectable, honorable profession, and be professional doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. And I don't know when the rates are going to go up, but this is the first video. I'm just letting you know that trucker mental health is very important. Like I said, the guy who ran into the DMV, He did that because they wouldn't renew his license, and who knows what type of situations he had going on at home. My girl called me, tell me stuff at home. I don't really want to hear about it. I tell you, babe, when I'm out at war, I don't want to hear about what's going back in the common world. I don't want to hear about that shit until I get there to where I can actually benefit from doing something about it. Not being out here and I can't do shit about it, just hearing about it and having more thoughts on my mind on top of the thoughts I'm already thinking, because I'm sitting here 11 hours in the day driving and I've got to sit with my thoughts if I ain't got nobody to call. And if you driving like you're supposed to be, it's not too many people available around the clock to talk to you, to keep you occupied, to not think. So whatever, man. And ladies, y'all do what y'all do, but I'm just keeping it real. And I'm gonna put more content out here, and then y'all ask me questions and we can figure out about anybody that may need some mental help, or a peer, someone to talk to, or whatever. And over here at One Nation Mind, we ain't discriminative about nothing. We don't care if you your sexual orientation. We don't give a dang about your race. We don't care about if you believe in God. You want to say fuck God, we don't care. We're going to talk to you. We're going to figure it out. We're going to be able to communicate, and we're going to be able to find our way through these mental blockages that we may get from time to time while being out here, because don't nobody know about being trucker and trucking and having the lifestyle of a trucker besides a trucker. So we also look for other peers that can be volunteers at the meantime, because what I am trying to do is make it a non-profit organization, and then you will be getting paid. But, the dedication, what I'm saying, is being available. And the AB5 law, for those that are in California, the AB5 law, this volunteer work that's part of the job, that's not the job, but is the job, it will get you around that AB5 law. So, nonetheless, man, it is what it is. This is your boy Hillbilly doing what I do, and I'm just hope to hear from some people and, build a bigger enterprise. Because like Earl Nightingale says, there's acres of diamonds right where you are. You just got to know where they are, and you got to know what you're looking at, and not just think it's some glass filled in the lake and you need to go ahead and sell it below value because you don't know what it's worth. Okay? So stay real, keep your wheels to the pavement and your eyes on the road. I'll holler at you.